So today's episode is going to be all about saving you time and money when it comes to a quick afternoon entertainment lunch. So I am going to give you one of my best time-saving tricks, and that is to call in a local caterer to bring the food for you when you only have a couple hours to entertain. So I am bringing in my friend Sherry, who owns Sherry's Cake Boutique, and she is bringing us in a fresh lunch with a dessert also included. And it's going to save us some time. And then also throughout the rest of this episode, I'm going to be giving you tricks and tips to help you create a nice atmosphere in your dining room. And we're going to get all that done, and we're going to be done before the kids get home from school. Stay tuned. I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Sherry. Sherry is the owner of Sherry's Cake Boutique here in town, and she has brought us all this delicious food for our quick afternoon entertaining. Sherry, you want to tell us a little bit about what you brought? It looks delicious.
I would love to. So today I did Adonica's special request of chicken salad. This is the one thing that I'm probably the most famous for. When we had the tea room, that was the most requested sandwich dish that we made. So it's my secret recipe chicken salad that I've perfected over the years. And then for sides, we did something light. We just did a little bit of chips. And I thought it would be fun to do a fruit cup in a chocolate bowl instead of a traditional little plastic, fine ounce cup. I always try to amp it up a little for Adonica when we're doing stuff together. So the fruit is just basic, nice seasonal fruits. And then for the dessert, I always try to do something extremely different for her. So this is a caramel apple cupcake with French vanilla pudding and a caramel sauce, and I topped it off with a little bit of a crushed score candy bar. And it's got some alcohol in it too.
All right, so we are so excited to taste some of Sherry's delicious food later for lunch. And what I'm going to do in the meantime is talk to you about how to make your table in the dining room look really nice for your afternoon lunch. So one of the tips that I always do is I run to the grocery store and I buy some of the $5 to $7 bouquets of flowers like these, and then I just open them up, cut them quickly, and arrange them. And I normally use different heights of containers. And the reason I do that is so they look full, and also because I like to have enough containers where my guests can take some home with them after it's over. I'm really big on my guests leaving with something. For me, that's just an event planner thing, I think. But one tip that I want to give you that's super important, I save all my pasta jars. Pastas, I think this is a pickle jar. It took a while to smell out, but I save them. And I save them because you never know when you might have a floral arranging emergency. And so you might need to use those to stick flowers in, which I do all the time. So save those pasta jars. They come in handy when it comes to flower arranging at home. So when you're arranging your flowers for your centerpieces, one trick that I always do is I want to take the flowers and I want to measure them to the size of the container so I know where to start my cut. And I always err on the side of too long, because once they're too short, they're too short. But if you start them in at a good height like that, and then you can take some of the other ones, and don't just stick all your flowers down in your water like this. Cut them to different heights so that the arrangement has some dimension. So for example, I would cut my next two a little bit shorter than the first two. So your flower arrangement has some dimension. And then I'm going to also take some of my other style of flowers. And like for these, because these are so beautiful once they bloom, I like that to be kind of your stand-up piece. It's a little too tall. I'm going to cut it down some more and pull the stems off at the bottom that are going to be in the water. And then kind of add that in. And then we'll just keep going that way with all of these until they're all arranged, and we'll use these for centerpieces on the table. I will also cut some of my tulle and just tie it around here just to give it an additional pop. One thing that I will warn you about when you're using this beautiful gold tulle, they also have it in silver with the glitter. when you open it, glitter's gonna go everywhere. So I advise you to put something down, like I have this brown paper down to cut on top of. You're still gonna get a little glitter on the table, but not as much. So always put something down when you're dealing with glitter, or you'll have glitter on your island or wherever you're using for weeks. So we'll get these cut, we'll get them on the table, and then we'll see you soon. All right, so as you can see, we have all the food out in the dining room. I cleared off the sideboard and I'm using it as a display for all the food that Sherry brought for our afternoon lunch. Just another quick tip, I always print out the menu. I like them to look pretty, so I use Canva a lot. And I print out the menu so everybody can see what we're having. I buy these frames from the dollar store when I see them, and I just keep them and change them out as need be. And I put that on my buffet, and I think it makes the display look a lot nicer. So the ladies will be arriving soon and we will be ready to eat. So we're all done with lunch, and we all had such a great time eating the great food, and we really enjoyed connecting with each other over lunch. So I just want to give a big thanks to Sherry with Sherry's Cake Boutique and Catering for bringing us an amazingly delicious lunch, and the dessert, by the way, was perfection. So I just want to challenge you, like I challenged myself today, to get in your house and use your dining room for some afternoon entertaining. And if you have any tips that you want to share with me, please drop them in the comments. All right, so if you enjoyed it, please like it, and it would mean a lot if you would hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date on our latest tips and tricks and our favorite Coleman connection.